You know, for just about every growing company, there's this huge hidden challenge that's just ticking away, and that's managing who has access to your most critical digital systems. So today, we're going to talk about how you can finally tame that beast and secure the keys to your digital kingdom. So let me ask you a question, and I want you to think about it for a second. In your company, who really has the keys? Who can get into your servers, your databases, your cloud accounts? If you can't answer that, like instantly and with 100% confidence, well, you are definitely not alone. This is honestly one of the biggest silent threats in cybersecurity right now. And look, this isn't just some theoretical problem. This quote right here, it's from a lead security analyst at a major global firm. And it just perfectly captures that sinking feeling, you know? That moment you realize the sheer number of user accounts and who has access to what has completely spiraled out of control. It always starts small, but like they said, before you know it, it's a full-blown nightmare. So what does this nightmare actually look like in the real world? Let's pull back the curtain on the kind of organized chaos that so many IT and security teams are just trying to survive every single day. Okay, on the left, that's the before picture. And trust me, it's the reality for way too many companies. We're talking about critical passwords just sitting in unsecured Excel spreadsheets. Yeah, really. And thousands of separate local accounts, each one a potential backdoor just waiting to be found. Getting access to a system was this manual process that could take days, grinding everything to a halt. And maybe the worst part, anonymous root access was all over the place, which means you had absolutely no idea who was doing what. It was an entire environment just built on risk and, frankly, inefficiency. And to put a number on it, one of the companies we're looking at had nearly 2,000 servers managed this way. Just try to imagine keeping track of thousands of local accounts across that many machines, probably with a pretty small team. I mean, that's the scale of the nightmare we're talking about. It's not sustainable. No way. So, how in the world do you wake up from this? Well, the answer isn't just another tool. It's a strategy, a whole methodology called Privileged Access Management, or PAM for short. This is how you make the shift from reactive chaos to proactive control. So at its heart, privileged access management is really a security strategy. It's all about controlling, monitoring, and securing access to a company's most important systems. And it's not just about passwords anymore. It's about managing the identities of everyone and everything, whether it's a person or a machine that needs special elevated access to get a job done. But okay, how does PAM actually work its magic? Well, it's all built on a few core principles that, when you put them together, create this kind of fortress around your most valuable digital stuff. Let's break them down. You can think of a really solid PAM solution as resting on four main pillars. First up, centralized authentication, basically getting rid of all those risky local accounts and managing everyone through one central place. Second, multi-factor authentication, or MFA, which adds that super critical extra layer of prove it's really you. Third, and this one is huge, the principle of least privilege. This just means giving people just enough access for just enough time to do their job, and absolutely nothing more. And finally, compliance. This means having the audit trails and reports to prove who did what, when, and why. Now, when an organization really commits to this strategy, the transformation is, well, it's profound. It's a journey that takes you from a constant state of anxiety to a place of actual confidence and control. For that global insurance firm we mentioned, this whole transformation took about 18 months. But here's the part I find fascinating. The technology itself, that could have been rolled out in a week. The bulk of that time, the real heavy lifting, was all about the people. It was interviewing every user and painstakingly cleaning up thousands and thousands of old, insecure local accounts. It's the perfect example that the tech is only one piece of the puzzle. The process and the people are just as critical. And the shift is it's a game changer across the board. Those thousands of risky local accounts, they become centrally managed. That anonymous root access, gone, replaced by actions that are tied directly to an individual person. Those slow manual requests for access become automated and just in time. And those painful, difficult audits, they become simplified and basically ready for compliance checks. It's a complete operational overhaul. Okay, so what does all this effort actually get you? The results aren't just about feeling safer, they are concrete, they are measurable, and they have a direct impact on the business. Let's take this example from a manufacturing company, Robert Weed Corporation. Before they put in a PAM solution, their team spent a ridiculous amount of time just hunting down the right credentials for things. Afterwards, they just slashed the time and effort spent on all those activities. The efficiency gains were absolutely massive. How massive? Well, they figure it now takes them only about 10% of the time it used to. That is a 90% reduction in time that was just being wasted on password investigations. Think about that. That's time the IT team gets back to focus on stuff that actually adds value, instead of just running around putting out fires. And the benefits go way beyond just saving time, not by a long shot. With the proper PAM solution in place, companies can avoid huge fines for noncompliance. They can make sure that every single privileged action is tied back to a unique person, which creates total accountability. And they dramatically simplify the whole identity management process, which boosts their overall security posture. But sometimes the most important payoff isn't a number you can put on a chart. It's a feeling. Like this cybersecurity analyst said, the biggest change for them was gaining a lot more confidence. And honestly, in a world of constant threats, that peace of mind, knowing your digital kingdom is actually secure, that is invaluable. And this final quote really brings it all together. A true PAM solution isn't just another product you buy. It gives you all the tools you need to build a comprehensive security methodology. It becomes the foundation for securing access across your entire infrastructure, from the ground up. So we end right back where we started. After seeing the chaos, the solution, and the results, I'll ask you again, do you really know who holds the keys to your kingdom? Because in today's world, not knowing is a risk you just can't afford to take. Thanks for watching.